Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. I do speak in broad terms, so you need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. It's originally created for Saturday the 27th of May, but it's not solely set for that date. Any of my readings, if you're seeing them on a different date than when they were originally created for, if they make sense to your situation or what you're dealing with in the current moment, by all means utilize the reading. I do believe readings can be timeless and can find us when we need them rather than when they were created for. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing my channel, what decks I'm currently using in the reading, how to follow me on social media, either via Instagram or my Facebook business page. If you're interested in a private reading, which would be much more direct to your particular situation, you would want to contact me either at Instagram or my Facebook business page. You would have to initiate the sale of the private reading. I would never reach out to you to potentially sell you a reading if anybody ever were to. Please know that it is not me. And then there's also easy ways to support the channel. You can do so by hitting the thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. That greatly helps. Leaving me a question or comment on the video also helps. Sharing the video out, and then of course subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, hit the notification bell because you'll be notified when I put up a new video. I do put up daily content. If you hear me referencing cards that aren't in this reading, I am usually referencing back to the Sunday underpinning energy, which is the Sunday reading that we do every week, that shows kind of what's at play in the background or the themes throughout the week. So you can always check that out. That populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this reading. So feel free to check that out too. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know. What do the cards want us to know for Saturday the 27th of May? We are now in full bore Gemini season. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, our card is the Nine of Wands. Mr. Corduroy Pants, we've seen him before. Nine of Wands is the element of fire and that of spirit, right? But the Nine of Wands is about completion with something that's been maybe hard on us, hard at a deeper level, maybe even at a spiritual level. It's been struggling with maybe a lesson, a situation, a relationship that has taught us something through hard-won learning, so to speak, right? Through the challenge of going through it. The Nine would indicate if we're not all the way through it, we're certainly very close to the end of it. And the Nine of Wands, to me, the positive side of it is that from that experience, from that challenge, we have learned enough to be able to not have to repeat it. That's sort of where he takes these wands and he builds this border, this fence, this protection from his previous spiritual experience, right? And he's not hiding behind it. He's being smarter. He's using his wisdom, his knowledge, his experience to his advantage. He's also looking forward to the future. There's still a light on the wand that he has in his hands, right? So yes, he's half naked, meaning we might feel vulnerable. We might feel a little raw or still in a state of recovery. But we're also creating that space for ourselves to recover, to assimilate the lessons, to understand at a deeper level why we went through what we went through and what we've learned and how it's changed us, hopefully for the positive, you know. We want to always look at this card as an opportunity to work smarter, not harder going forward. And again, I'll repeat this, we don't have to repeat these lessons. This is something that we can come to closure within ourselves personally to be smarter and more aware for situations to come. You know, it's not over. It's just only beginning, really, with the Nine of Wands. Let's look at and underpinning this is the Empress. So she's the divine feminine, empowering us with fertility, creativity, connectivity, beauty, you know, a sense of self-assuredness, a groundedness that should also assist in this healing process that may be taking place for us, is the best way to put it. Allow ourselves the moment to be allow ourselves to be in the present moment, to actually assimilate this knowledge, this wisdom through the challenges that we faced, and then heal it and transform it into divine feminine wisdom to better create for the future. Let's go to the Untamed Elemental card. Oh my god, it's Divine Feminine. Speaking of which, that is that energy, right? The Nine of Wands to me is always a very masculine card. They call it the wounded warrior. I think that this is our masculine that's been out at battle, so to speak, and with whatever situation we've been coming up against, dealing with, coming to terms with that situation, endings around that situation, or how we might need to end that situation. The Divine Feminine kind of comes in and beams her light, her strength, her nurturing, her care, her motherliness, right? To heal our wounds, emotional, mental, physical even. She is that Empress energy underpinning this. So like with Empress in the Sunday reading, this really speaks to transforming ourselves internally from within through our spirit, through our intuition, through our compassion, through our love. And it's about us being focused on ourselves maybe at this time and nurturing that, nurturing maybe having our feminine nurture our masculine back into a position of, I don't know if assertiveness is the right word, but feeling like we can take on the next task, or feeling like we can move forward, feeling like we can create again, having learned whatever it is that we've learned through whatever experiences we have gone through. Let me read Divine Feminine to you again. And I love that the Divine Feminine card and the Divine Masculine card are considered wild cards in this deck. Divine Feminine is fulfillment. As the breath of the untouched and bearer of wilderness, she is the Divine Feminine, eternally in service to everlasting beauty. The sacred polarity between the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine is responsible for the totality of existence and lives within each of us, regardless of how we identify ourselves within our own body. Her role is the unfolding discovery of the heart merged with the purity of her counterpart's ever-evolving wonderment. Divine Feminine is ceremonial in bliss, a consecrated womb of nothing from which all things are born. She is the mystery, the void, the abyss, the ecstatic fulfillment of worlds, and the absolute essence of the universe. Divine Feminine announces that something is ready to be fulfilled. And what did I say with the Nine of Wands? It's kind of like about coming to a personal ending with something. So when we end this and move forward, we can fulfill. Divine Feminine is the voice that assures you will have everything you need to develop and birth your vision, dreams, and desires. There is no better time than now to declare your resounding yes to the creative endeavor that is calling your name. The balanced version is openness to fulfilling divine inspiration and ideas. The imbalanced version is stuck in false perceptions or inadequacy or lack. To bring it into balance, begin the creation process even if you feel frightened. So, we could be frightened through past experience or past hardship, but I feel like this Nine of Wands is about assimilating that and becoming smarter, braver, willing to take action with our Divine Feminine nature of creation to create something new again, to let something go, to move on, to just, I've said it, assimilate the knowledge, the wisdom of the hard-won experience that has come with whatever it is that we've been dealing with, and now allow that hard-won experience to birth new life into our world that inspires us, that is creative, that is nurturing, that is uplifting. Let's go to the clarifiers. We have the Four of Swords, another card of healing, especially mental healing, meditation, going inward, listening to the self, and not the ego self, I would say the more deeper self, because we have this picture of the stained glass, meaning there's this aspect of spirit to this. It's a church, it's a tomb, it's like going inward. If we need time to ourselves right now to process whatever this is, by all means take it. It will offer us clarity and foundational thinking, communication. It'll give us a renewed sense of self and spirit. We have the Eight of Pentacles. I like the 4 and the 8. They kind of balance each other. Pentacles is about, to me, the Eight of Pentacles is the artisan card. It's about taking next steps, paying attention to the small details in front of us and doing the work, giving the attention to places where it is deserved in the 3D world that moves us forward. Pentacles is not always the fastest of energies, so again, with the Four of Swords here and these other cards, Be gentle with yourself. Be nurturing to yourself. Take small steps if you need to, but continue to take steps forward in the production or the creation of your dreams. The Eight of Pentacles also, to me, pairs nicely with the Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands is about being through an experience and having learned from it. The Eight of Pentacles is an artisan card, meaning we are the artisan. We have the experience to create through putting our attention to the small details of whatever it is we're working on, to create exactly what we need and to build upon that. And then the last card, I love it, Major Arcana, is the Wheel of Fortune, associated with Sagittarian energy and the fixed signs in the zodiac. But the Wheel of Fortune is always about new doors opening, new paths opening, new opportunities opening to us. We get to co-create in these opportunities, paths, and choices with these cards, especially with Divine Feminine Empress energy underpinning this. Be open to spirit, to our guides, to our own higher self, what inspires us. We need to quiet our minds and maybe put on a little bit of blinders to focus our attention through the Eight of Pentacles and quiet our mind through the Four of Swords to see the opportunities that are being presented to us, rather than being preoccupied with, say, the loss or the tragedy or the challenge that we have been through, or maybe how it didn't work out. It's not that it didn't work out, it's working towards something else, something bigger, something better, something more in alignment. We just have to clear our mind and regain our focus and begin to see those doors, those windows, those pathways, those choices opening up to us through the divine. Let's go to the grounding stone. And remember, I've said this like on every reading this week, and I don't know why I'm somewhat fixated on it, but the grounding stone for this week is strength. We do have the strength to do all of this work that I talk about, right? To assimilate this knowledge and to create this focus, this peace within us, so that we can hear the signs and symbols or the synchronicities that the Wheel of Fortune is trying to bring us to, and set us maybe on a more right path, or a path that we didn't otherwise see. Here is the grounding stone, and the word is promise. I always think of promise as, obviously the word making a promise to someone else, but to me in this format, I think that promise feels more like the opportunity, the amount of promise that is involved in doing this work, the opportunities for growth, change, complete and total shifts in where we thought we wanted to be versus where we are now heading. We may not necessarily, with Divine Feminine being here and the Empress's energy, we may not even understand the breadth and magnitude of the creations that could be coming to us, especially with the Wheel of Fortune there. But grounding in the promise or the opportunity, the possibility of what's out there, different than what we might have been dealing with, struggling with, or working through, is available to us. We just need to ground in that idea of creating more. That's kind of the idea of like the promised land, right? The crops, the yield, the taking this first steps, thoughts, communications towards something new, and grounding in the prosperity. We saw prosperity this week also that comes with the promise, making that promise to ourselves, and then focusing ourselves on more of that opening up of more promising opportunities, situations, relationships in our life. That is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, share the video out, leave me a question or comment, and subscribe to the channel, hitting the notification bell. I'll see you all tomorrow for the new weekly. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.